Welcome back to DONSLIFE. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining today. You might remember about a year ago, we installed those. Hexagon lighting for the garage. I wrapped vehicles. Case in point, this one's filthy, but that happens. That one's wrapped over there. So we need a lot of light to get those things done. Now I've been very happy with these lights. They're a 5000 K temperature, which means that the light is kind of natural. So it's a lot like the sunlight here, but this way I can see more of the vehicle properly instead of these terrible lights that are installed up above here. And these were pretty good at the time, but these cheap Amazon lights are better. So in today's video, we're going to finish it up and install some right here. Let's go. So let's get these opened up. That's an empty box down below with some of the hardware from the previous sets. I wanted to make sure I had the same ones. Get them opened up here. If you watch the channel often, you'll notice the Chevy Cameo is not there. That's because I'm filming this video right after the video that we did where Mrs. DONSLIFE changed the fuel pump in the classic truck, so it's sitting outside. But now it starts easily, so we can pull it in and out to do projects like this. So you got your instructions here. We got it all figured out. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but I'll still cover the steps. We've got all of our connectors. I'll explain. This is nice because we have examples up here already. So a shape like this would go in a spot like that and that. But on an outside edge like this is not the right one. You would have just a single elbow, where this is like a three-way elbow. And under here, you have all of your lights. I think the thing that takes the longest is peeling back all the protective film. So you want to do that first. And you can't do this wrong. They make it so easy. You've got these plugs in here. They're all the same. And they create just enough friction to fit snugly in here. Use my body for some leverage there, but there we go. That's not going to come off. Now this is so light that when we installed these ones here, we actually used drywall screws to just go into the drywall, because the amount of weight is negligible and drywall screws, I'm very comfortable, will hold it. And right here where that attic hatch is, we use some double-sided tape. You could also use double-sided Velcro, that would work, but we're not gonna have to worry about that over here. Now you definitely want to think ahead with placement. Now because this is one big garage bay that fits 2 cars, I wanted to make sure that they were both even this way. So I made sure in my first install that they were even that way. But that bay over there is a little different. It's for a single vehicle, but it also starts further back. So I've made an executive decision. I am going to start these lights further in to match the spacing of that wall right there. That should allow this hexagon here in the middle to basically outline right around or encompass this bracket right here. So if my measurements are correct, we shouldn't have any of that in the way. We can just basically build it around there, expand it out, make it the same shape as that, and then plug it in. So you can see how unreliable these are. That's already burnt out. These lights are great until they're not. So this is maybe 2 to 3 years old and that panel's burnt out. Could probably be repaired, but it's probably not worth the effort. Now, if you're wondering about plugging in, you'll notice on these ones, I hardwired them in. We're not going to do that today. We're going to keep it even simpler. Finally, I was able to find these on Amazon. I'm in Canada, so our selection on Amazon is not great. So this should work just fine. And this does come with plugs, so you don't have to hardwire. I'll get to the plugs in the old box here, but it comes with a plug that we can just plug directly into it. And then this plugs into one of the lamps to give it power. So I think I should get a ladder and get started. Okay, ladder set up. Let's start with the middle hexagon. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think what I'll do is I'll mount this first because it'll be nice and light, easy to hold, and easy to work the screwdriver and hold this at the same time. And as long as it's square, then we should be able to just keep building around it. So if you wonder how I centered this all up, it's pretty simple. So the garage door opener is pretty much dead center for each of the garage bays. So it's easy to figure out where center is that way. If we look at the garage door opener on this side, well, it's in the center of this door, pretty much perfect, but we put hexagon lights on each side. Well, the middle hexagon is lined up with the bracket that runs this way. And because these garage door openers and their chain drives are identical for both of them, that means the bracket that runs along that garage door opener holding it all up needs to be in the center of this hexagon. So just by following that logic, it's really easy to center. Now because each of these are roughly 16 inches long, roughly at the 8-inch mark would be the center. So we just had to make sure that the center of this tube lined up with that bracket, which I already measured, and it will. Cue the time lapse, let's go. Going nice and smooth. One thing I need to point out here is one of the 3-way joiners right here. You want that to be facing wherever you're going to plug it in. So that's why I planned it to be right there. That connection is not going to join to another light bar. It's going to go to the plug that's going to go in that receptacle. We'll take that light down. So I'm just building the shapes down here on the ground that I'm going to plug in, and then I screw them on there and we're good to go. So let's keep keeping on. One more to go, and I believe they give you extra parts. So we need 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And they give us 5, so you get 1 extra in case one burns out, which I've never had happen, but we should be able to finish this up pretty quick. Okay, I turned the lights off. Hopefully with the camera way over there, this stays focused. This is pretty warm. So we'll take this one down. We have our adapter. We got our plug, our cord that comes with this. Just undo the twist tie. So doing it this way, I'm going to have some slack in the cord, which is fine. You can cable tie it up a little bit, maybe hide it. That's easy to plug in. And that's really easy to plug in. And then maybe we can zip tie that with a white cable tie. So I'll do that next. And good news, these cable ties are provided. They give you a whole bunch of them. I'm just going to use a screw to tack this up a little bit. Don't worry, I know where I'm putting this. It's not going to pinch a wire or wreck the sheathing. I just want it up a little bit. There. I could look at hard wiring it down the road, but I'm okay with that. All right, my friends, moment of truth. Oh yeah. Look at that. The lighting is almost complete. That will definitely make it easier to do some work in the garage. I am super happy with that. Let's pull the Cameo in and see what it looks like under some light. First try, and Mrs. DONSLIFE's going to take credit because she installed the new fuel pump. Nice. Well, I think that DIY install was pretty smooth sailing. Just take a look, my friends. The lighting is lit, as they say, and they are the cheapest Hexagon lights on Amazon. I'll leave a link to them in the video description below. But if you like today's video, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing. We'll talk to you next time.